All right, imagine this. You're a software developer, you step away from your job for just a few years, and when you finally come back, the entire world has changed. That's the journey we're going to take today, exploring this wild new reality in software development that some people have started calling vibe coding.
So what even is vibe coding? Well, to put it simply, it's software development that's been totally supercharged by AI. And let's be super clear here, this isn't just another tech buzzword. No, this is a real, powerful shift that's making coding faster, easier to get into, and honestly, a lot more fun.
Our guide on this adventure is a veteran developer named Wyatt Barnett. Now, Wyatt spent years building really complex apps with C# and ASP.NET, deep in the trenches. Then he stepped away from coding in the mid-2010s. Now he's back, and his experience jumping from that old world into this brand new one gives us the perfect way to see just how much things have changed.
The very first thing Barnett discovered was the pure witchcraft, as he calls it, of these new AI tools. I mean, for a developer coming from an older era of coding, this jump in productivity felt less like a simple upgrade and more like a full-blown revolution.
He puts it perfectly. If you've been through the pre-Google, pre-Stack Overflow era, this is witchcraft. Just think about that for a second. That word, witchcraft, just captures the feeling. The painful, tedious process of debugging that used to eat up hours and hours can now be solved almost instantly. It's a total game changer.
So where does all this witchcraft work best? Well, it's amazing for all the tedious stuff, the boilerplate code, the basic scaffolding. The author calls it ReSharper on steroids, which is just perfect. It's brilliant at debugging, and it's a natural partner for test-driven development. It's also fantastic for building smaller, focused parts of a system, like UI bits or data formatting. And it's incredible at taking our messy human ideas, even from a diagram, and turning them into clean, structured code.
And hey, let's put a number on that debugging power. When you give an AI assistant one of those cryptic error messages and a stack trace, it can explain what went wrong and give you a working fix 90% of the time. Just think of the countless hours of developer frustration that number represents. Boof. Gone.
But, okay, it's not all magic. Like any powerful tool, AI has its limits, it has its blind spots, and to really use it well, you have to understand where the magic fails and where your human guidance is still absolutely critical.
And that brings us to the single most important lesson of vibe coding. The quality of what you get out is directly tied to the quality of what you put in. It's that simple. If your instructions are clean, complete, and super clear, the AI works wonders. But if you give it fuzzy, vague prompts, you're just going to spend more time cleaning up the mess than if you'd just written it yourself in the first place.
So what are these common pitfalls? Well, for one, AI struggles with what you might call surgical updates. Making tiny, precise changes across a whole project. The code it writes can also be brittle. It might look right and work now, but it's not built to last. And why is that? Because it has no high-level context. The AI sees the individual trees you pointed to, but it's still your job to see the entire forest.
Now, these strengths and weaknesses start to make a lot more sense when you put vibe coding into its historical context. See, this revolution didn't just appear out of thin air. It's standing on the shoulders of giants. It's the next logical step in a very, very long journey.
The story of software development has always been about getting further away from the machine itself. We went from assembly language to high-level languages like C# and then to powerful frameworks and libraries. Every single step moved the developer away from the tedious details and closer to solving the actual problem. Vibe coding is just the next stop on that train.
But here is the key takeaway from all that history. These incredible tools, they amplify our abilities for sure, but they don't replace the fundamentals. You still have to think. You still need discipline. You are still the one who has to structure the problem. The AI is a powerful tool, not a replacement for your brain.
So, if the AI isn't replacing your brain, what does this new partnership actually look like? Well, it means we have to redefine the developer's role. You're no longer just a coder, you're the pilot of a powerful new machine.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question, the one on absolutely everyone's mind. With tools as powerful, is the developer's job actually at risk?
The answer, according to our source, is a definite no. And the reason why is best explained with this fantastic analogy.
AI is like having an army of junior developers. They never sleep, they never forget syntax, and they get tasks done with unbelievable speed. But what does an army need? It needs a leader. It needs you.
This completely changes your workflow. Your role gets elevated. You're still the one who architects the system, but now you break that vision down into clear instructions for your AI army. Then you guide and coach their output, making sure it's high quality. Basically, your job shifts away from typing syntax and moves toward the creative, high-level problem-solving that machines just can't do.
And this points to a really fascinating future. Every major leap in technology has freed up human potential. By offloading the how of coding to an AI, we are now free to focus on the what and the why. So the real question isn't about what we lose, it's about what comes next. What new, bigger problems can the human mind finally solve now?